Okay, good morning, Micaela. How are you?
Morning.
Okay, good morning, Gillian. How are you?
Good morning po, sir.
Okay, let's just wait for Hazel, no? By the way, do you know your room assignments already for week number 4?
Yes po, sir.
Meron na. Sige, tanungin ko nga. Hindi ko pa alam yung room assignment ko eh. Baka magkaibang room tayo pag nagkita tayo.
Nasa schedule po namin.
Oh, pero yung forms na hindi ko sure kung ano eh.
Tuesday. 4:05, sir?
4:05
Opo.
sa MAT143. How about Micaela sa ating 163? May
Faculty rin daw, sir.
faculty? Nasa faculty tayo. Hindi magbubulungan tayo doon.
Bakit po kasi, sir, dahil nga po one student lang. Kaya po siguro
Ganun. Sige.
faculty. Opo. May room naman po, sir.
Maghiram tayo ng ano. Medyo problema yung boses ko pag ano eh. Maliit na kwarto.
Kasi medyo malaki naman po. Siya.
Faculty room na nakalagay doon. So sige, anyway, kung faculty room, okay naman. So wala naman tayong ibang gagawin kundi mag-solve ng problems. Eh. Okay, so saan ba si Hazel? Wala pa si Hazel. By the way, I uploaded a while ago sa supplement. So we'll have a round robin of the questions. I hope you have done some preparation. Similar to the solved problems that I have uploaded. But this just for info. And then I will move to the topic for the non-Euclidean. Yun yung ating ano ngayon. Though I will comment on ano no. So may mga magko-comment ako dun sa inyong mga submitted. Siguro after week number 2 when you submit your week number 2. So since this is the deadline for week number 2, no. Ayan, so I may comment already on your submitted test questions. Both for 143 and 163. Right? So anyway, welcome guys, no? So for this week number 3, no, I hope ayan, okay pa rin tayo pag sa week number 4, no? So 4:05 tayo, no? 4:05 for 1 tapos faculty room. Ang faculty room anong floor 'yon? Third floor ba 'yon? Micaela, faculty room is third floor, fourth floor. Ayan, huwag niyong tanungin sa lugar ng building. Hindi ako taga dyan eh. Ay, si Gillian, noted. Kaya, tingnan ko nga yung audio ko sa ano. Okay, sound check 1, 2. We're live here at CBC Ministries online page. Just for recording purpose. We're live here at CBC Ministries online page. Alam nyo ba, yung 2 weeks natin na session, garbled yung message, garbled yung boses ko, para akong boses ET. Kaya hindi ko ma-upload yung week 1, week 2 natin eh. So it's really a garbled, for some reason, nagkaganon siya. Yung pala issue ng browser. So nagpalit ako ng browser. So far okay sa YouTube. So what I will upload is week 3. Mag-start ako sa week. Yung week 1 and week 2, mukha akong boses ET. Ang bilis ng boses ko. So, hindi ko alam kung na-try yung buksan yon. No, pero ganun, parang kahit yung ibang courses, no, ganun yung configuration ko. Now, what will be the setup? Do we have computers at the classroom?
Wala po ata, sir.
So, it's just a plain room. How about screen or... Kasi kung mag-hybrid ako at merong may iwan sa inyo halimbawa, like in my other classes, so I still need to live stream during online. During yun yung idea ko ng ano eh. No, kasi meron pa rin may iwan. Doon sa inyo, probable naman magkikita tayo, no? Sa kay Micaela sa 163. Yung 161 ko, hindi ko alam kung yung mga taga Isabela pupunta eh. Whiteboard po at screen sa ibang rooms. Okay, so sige, anyway, actually hindi pa ako nakakaturo sa actual, sa totoo lang, sa actual room ng Bethany. So I'm asking your screen sa ibang rooms. Pag screen, ibig sabihin may projector.
Sir, ang alam ko po, mayroon na may team. Yun lang po. We're okay nga po tayo, sir. Yung meron na may TV. Pero...
Kung may TV. May mga wala siguro. Kasi iniisip ko, yan, I'm thinking aloud. If on my room there's no screen, I may bring my own. Pero doon na siya. Doon na siya. Hindi ko na siya ibibit-bitin. Kasi laki-laki. No? Para ma-maintain ko pa rin yung ano. Kasi mahirap mag-live stream ng walang share, walang secondary screen. Mahirap 'yon. Pati yung main screen mo nandun sa ano, napakahirap. Mangangain siya ng ano. Okay, may internet issue si ano si Acel. Sige, Acel, ano ka na lang. Anyway, record din naman to Acel, ha. Ayan, so may itong tawa ko, ano. Pero itong lapping device ko, hindi ko na siguro madadala to. Ewan ko lang, baka pag sinipag ako. Diba, magre-recite si Gillian sa blackboard, tama, o may papalakpak ngayon. Diba? Okay ba yun? Tapos tayong tatlo lang gagawa nun. I'm still, sayang kasi kung matitenga lang. Actually, dalawa yung ano ko eh, dalawa yung B6 ko eh. So, yung isa hindi ko nagagamit. Alright, so anyway, yun yung nag-chat si Acel, internet issue. Sige, let's open the word of prayer. We thank you, Lord, for your mercy and grace. Thank you for sustaining us even this week as we start our week number 3. I hope and pray that you will continually guide us, give us the blessing that we need so that we may become a blessings to others also. Help us, these math students, these math majors, that they may know also the concepts and the computational skill necessary for them to have a proficiency as far as teaching geometry in general and modern geometry in this particular course. We thank you, Lord. We honor you. Bless our time together. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, thank you. Now, we will start. Now, since dalawa lang kayo, hindi ko, dahil mahina si ano, siguro hindi rin siya makapasok sa YouTube. So, kayong dalawa, okay lang ba? Paghatian nyo itong supplementary problems. Right? Okay lang yan, kayang-kaya nyo yan. Ito yung supplement. Though napakita ko na ito nung ano, no? Nakaraan. Siguro alternate tayo. So, dali, handa ko lang yung aking ano dito. For a while lang. Kasi magulo tong screen ko ngayon. Sa totoo lang, gawa nung garbled voice ko nung nakaraan. So, yan. Medyo sumakit ang ulo ko how to reconfigure my live stream. Alright. Anyway, so saglit lang. So, it will be passed and then afterwards, I will be discussing for week number 6. Yung week number 3, no? Yung week number 3 naman, it's more an introduction to non-Euclidean. Though we'll still have some Euclidean concepts on week 4 that would correspond to week 4, 5, 7. Ayan. Anyway, we're still on track as far as the course is concerned. Alright. Have you tried 5G there on the room? O okay yung Wi-Fi connection dyan sa LD, Gillian and Micaela, if you have tried it.
Saan po, sir?
Yung mayroon ba tayong Wi-Fi or LAN? Naka-LAN ba yung room? LAN local area network.
Ay, hindi ko lang po sinabi, sir.
Parang hindi pa siya
Hindi ko lang po sure, sir.
so far. Kasi may gumagamit. Ayun, welcome Acel. Ayan, so kung hindi, yung bang phone nyo, nakaka-receive ng 5G doon. This is the PDF format of our reference. Acel, kumusta? Buti nakapasok ka pa rin kahit na slow connection. Teka lang ako naman may problema ngayon sa screen ko. Marami na kasing tama itong computer ko sa totoo lang. Alright. Sige, ayan, tatlo tayo. We start with Micaela and then Gillian and Acel answering all of the supplementary problems. No? Tatapusin natin to para na rin to eh. Kumbaga, diyan lang iikot-ikot yung ating preliminary exam plus your suggested yung mga sasubmit yung pang mga multiple choice. So kasi ito hindi naman multiple choice to eh. Okay, let's for 1.1 no. So tell whether this is point, line or plane. No? Okay, Micaela, what's letter A?
Point.
Okay, it's a point, correct. Gillian, shaving edge of a blade.
Line po.
Line, correct. Acel, a sheet of paper.
Ano po? Plane po.
Okay, it's a plane, correct. Micaela, a side of a box. Okay, yan pala. Hinihintay ko yung audio mo eh. Nag-chat pala. Okay, correct. Okay. A crease of a folded paper. Gillian.
Line po.
Okay, right, line, correct. And Acel, the junction of two roads on the map.
Point.
Okay, so ito yung parang vanishing point na tinatawag. Okay, naalala niyo sa engineering drawing, Acel and Gillian, no? Vanishing point, lalo na pag may projection, so may projective geometry. So it's a point, correct. Okay, so yeah. Okay, keep coming lang Acel, no? Alright, so at this particular point, okay, so alright, so again, Micaela, name the line segment that intersects at E at figure 1.49. Ano ba yung mga, dalawa lang naman siya.
Ano po sir? Line segment AE, tsaka po, line segment ED.
DENAE. Correct. Next, Gillian, name the line segments that intersect D.
Line segment DE, line segment DF, and line segment CD.
Sa D lang. Yung magtatouch lang na sa D. So, hindi na kasama yung BF. So it's just BD.
BF, sir. BF po.
BF. BF as in, kung BF, hindi pa siya mag-intersect sa D. So it must be BD. Okay? Kasi ang sa letter B, the name of the line that intersects at D. Okay? There are 3 line segments that intersects at D. Actually, 4 pala. 4. Tama, 4 nga. Can you name it again, Gillian?
Line segment EB, line segment CB, line segment BD,
Yes.
tapos yung line segment FD.
FD. Okay, that's correct. For a while lang. May problema tayong nagbiblink-blink na naman yung screen ko for some reason. Okay, Acel, can you solve what other line segments can be drawn using the points A, B, C, D, E, and F? So this is more of an exploratory question. Ano pa ba yung pwedeng i-drawing doon sa mga points na yan? Aside from the given.
Line segment AD.
AD. Sige, tama.
Line segment FE po.
FE or EF, yes.
Line segment AD.
AD.
Ay, yung nasabi na po pala.
Yes, ito I didn't mention.
Line segment EC.
EC or CE. Correct.
And line segment EF.
EF or FE. Okay. So AD, FE,
Ano yung papapasa? Line
BE.
segment EB.
EB or BE. Okay. So 4 siya. I think na-double lang yung. Alright. So obviously, for letter D, the answer, the point of intersection of AC and BD is obviously point F. So I won't ask that anymore. Right? Next. So here, sige, ano naman tayo? Kay Acel naman tayo magsimula. So here, letter A, find the length of AB on this figure 1-50 if AD is equal to 8 and B is the midpoint of AB. Find the length of AB. So given na yung midpoint. Okay. What's your answer?
18.
Again, medyo choppy.
18 po, sir.
18. How did you do that? How did you compute? Kasi given 8 is AD. If D is a midpoint, so what's AB?
16.
Ayan, 16. Kala ko iba yung narinig ko eh. Ano nga ba yung narinig ko? So anyway. Here, Gillian. If the length of AE, so medyo maikli lang, AE yon is, if the length of, find the length of AE if AC is 21 and E is the midpoint of AC. Actually,
10.5.
okay, 10.5 or 10 and a half. Correct? Okay. So let's move on here. Or 1.4. No? Okay, this for you, Micaela. Find OB if diameter AD is 36.
18.
Yan yung 18, di ba? Tama? Yan yung 18. So 18 because OB is a radius, so it must be half of the diameter. Okay? Alright, saglit lang guys. I have problem with my schematic yung screen. Kasi ginawa tong binili ko tong laptop na to, hindi pa uso yung mga live streaming eh. So, nagkaka-problema talaga. Alright. Okay, next. Sige, let's move on. Okay, so for letter B, so find the number of degrees of AE if E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint of the semicircle AED. Okay? So, sige, Gillian, your turn naman. Of course, by inspection, pero ang AD natin is diameter, so halfway. So obviously that is a right angle or 90 degrees. Right, 90 degrees. Okay. Of course, we have some given here, no? So AOB is 60. Nako. Guys, saglit lang I need to Pastor Navarez is calling. Dali lang. Hindi ko sure kung bakit eh. Saglit lang guys, saglit lang. Okay, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Nandiyan pa kayo, guys?
Yes, sir.
Oh, si Pastor Carmelo, Carmelo Nabares, kilala niyo ba siya? Pastor Baptist, Bible Baptist Church, Pasig City. No? So actually, mentor ko siya, professor ko sa Octagon Baptist Bible College. He's inviting me to teach on their Bible school. Actually, ngayon na yung orientation. Tapos next week na yung next week na yung start. So anyway, evening school siya. It will not conflict my schedule at Bethany. So by one way or another, tingin ko na-meet nyo na siya eh. Actually, siya yung predecessor ni, after Pastor Baker is, may isa pang pastor and then siya. Diyan sa Pasig. Okay? Namumukhaan nyo ba? Okay, so yon. So I'm glad. I'm an alumni. Actually, batch 2007 ako. Batch 2007. 2007. Yun. Tagal-tagal na rin. Ilan na yun? 2007, more than 15 years na akong graduate. So I'll be teaching. Alright, so sige. Teka, nasa na tayo? Saan tayo nahinto? Who will answer? So letter C. Who will answer letter C? Find the ARC CD. What is ARC? Gillian, is that you? ARC CD, what's the answer?
ARC CD po, 50 degrees.
50, because of the supplementary rule, no? So 60 plus 70 is tama ba? 130 plus 50 is 180. Okay. Supplementary, correct? Alright. Who's next? Nawala sa isip ko yung orientation eh. Sino yung bago kay Micaela? Ay, bago kay Aisel, ikaw Gillian, and then Micaela. Tama? O baliktad?
Ako na po, sir.
Okay. Good, good. O, letter D. What is arc AC?
130 degrees.
Okay, correct. Though guys, this is simple, no? Pero lumalabas sa board to. Sa totoo lang, yung mga ganyang tanong, kailangan ma-refresh nyo rin. You need to be refreshed with the fundamentals before you engage with the more advanced topics. So ganun yung sistema sa geometry. So though wala namang masyado talagang komplikadong tanong sa geometry pagdating sa board examination. No, but you go back to the fundamentals when dealing with geometry. Lahat ng geometry, plane, solid, analytic, and then even modern geometry. No, though modern geometry is more conceptual discussion rather than computational. All right. So okay, so AEC, let's answer all together. What's AEC? AEC. AEC sa reflex angle, no? Right? Tama. Arc AEC. What's the answer?
130.
230 po.
Okay, 230 because it is an explementary. Take note, explementary to 130 degrees. So explementary means sum of which is 360 degrees. So what is explementary to 130 is 230 degrees. Okay? Alright. So tingin ko applicable lang itong palakpak ko pag online. No? Pero pag actual ba, gusto mo ba pinapalakpakan pa rin kayo?
Yes po.
Okay ba yun? Mas may ano ba yun? May dating ba yun? Gusto ni Aisel eh.
So, okay po.
Mas okay sa kanya. Ay, ikaw Gillian, gusto mo pinapalakpakan kapag sa face-to-face?
Ayaw po, sir.
Ayaw mo. So, hindi kita papalakpakan.
Focus po may friends.
Tatawanan na lang kita. Hindi, joke lang. Ikaw, Micaela, what can you say? Parang wala lang. Parang na-apply natin yung online practices sa face-to-face. Parang baliktad.
May Gcash po po.
Gcash?
po may Gcash.
Huwag naman ganun, Gcash. Di pa nga tayo sa isang semester nga akong, hindi, normally I impede my allowance sa Bethany for one sem. So normally, pag binibigay nila isang sem na. So wag Gcash, Micaela, wag ganun. Pero tingin ko kung nga no, yung plano natin na ano no, paano kaya yun? Sige, gawa natin ng paraan yan. Kung paano yan, yung fellowship ng mga math majors. Ayan. So hindi ko sure kung sana kung makapag-ano tayo no. May org bang math educators?
Wala po.
Kasi under the umbrella of educators, di ba may group kayo sa educator, Committee for BSED, PED. Dapat meron ding subgroup man lang or committee for math majors. Para meron tayong mga kasi may mga activities pang math lang hindi mag-gigs ng BEd yan saka English major no? Halimbawa, isasaba ko kayo sa sa Sipnayan. Have you heard of Sipnayan? That's Ateneo Mathematics Society competition.
Yes po.
Sipnayan. Naka-experience ka na, Isel, sa Sipnayan?
Hindi ba po?
Oo, pero
Naririnig lang po.
mababagsik yung mga
Sa
tanong
namin
doon.
natin.
Mga nosebleed yun. Kung nosebleed kayo sa English, ito mathematics nila, nakaka-nosebleed yun. Ayan, at least experience man lang. Hindi naman necessaryong manalo. Mayroon palang LD Woosley Bethany College ng mga mathematician. Ayan. Though I don't have any concrete plans yet, no? But it could be done by the student body. No? Kung may student body na kakatawan for math majors, no? So marami tayong o kaya pwede kayong yung MTAP tertiary kasi may MTAP tertiary level Meron yan annual competition Gillian, have you heard that? MTAP tertiary level.
Hindi po, sir.
Di ba may MTAP nung nag-MTAP ba kayo nung high school? Oo.
Sir.
Pero may MTAP din na tertiary. Pang tertiary talaga. So yan, those are possibilities, no? Yan, kukonek kayo dyan, yung mga Facebook page nila, search nyo. UP din meron may tawag sa UP Pero mabagsik din talaga yung UP. Alimaw yung mga math doon sa UP. Hindi siya pang eduk major lang. Dapat talaga BS math ka o kaya engineering. Yan yung tanong mo si AJ, yung mga mathematics ng EEE Gillian. Ganun yung caliber ng mga tanong doon. Kaya wala lang. Kung gusto niyo lang pumasyal sa Sunken Garden, yan, pwede. Sunken Garden. Ayan. So, nakapunta na naman kayo doon, no? I believe, maybe you have taken UPCAT before, no? Sino ba nag-take ng UPCAT sa inyo? UPCAT. Ikaw, ayan. Alam niyo yung Sunken Garden. Ikaw, Micaela. Yung Sunken Garden. No, kasi nga, actually mali yung Sunken Garden Sinking Garden dapat siya. Alam niyo kung bakit? So every year, lumulubog pa siya. Lumulubog pa siya, kaya sinking garden dapat. Doon hindi ako taga-UP.
Puno ng tubig yan, sir? Sa pagtag-ulan.
Pag ganun. Pero yun daw, may pag-aaral every year. Meron siyang certain millimeters na binababa yung ground, kaya sinking garden. So yan, yun yung ating no? Ayan, mga the sidetrack. Okay, so kahit pang tuturo kayo ng math, wag masyadong no? So sometimes you could sidetrack. Sidetrack. Lalo yung mga audience nyo ng mga bata. At least ma-relate nila sa real life yung yung pinagagawa natin on a lighter moment. Yan yung bumabaha. Binabaha, pero hindi ko pa nakitang binaha yung Sunken Garden. Normally kasi summer ako kung umaano diyan. You know what? I took a master's degree. Unfortunately, I have not finished it in UP Diliman. Sa EEE. Kasi I'm too ambitious to have a EEE degree in UP Diliman. EEE means Electrical and Electronics Engineering program nila sa masters. Pero hindi ko rin kinaya. So yan. So yan, tambayan yan. At may mga tambayan pa dun. Alright, saglit lang guys. I-check ko lang yung aking volume sa You know what? I took a master's degree. Okay na, liwanag no? Maliwanag yung audio ko sa YouTube. Kasi nakaraan, grabe, para akong alien Huwag nyo na pakinggan guys yung week 1, week 2. Kaya hindi ko sa pinost dyan sa sa ating classroom. Kasi nga, garbled. Sabi nga ng anak ko, sounds like an E.T. E.T. nga kasi nga, ang basta mabilis, tapos yung post niya mabagal. Tapos pag nagsalita, mabilis, tapos mabagal. Parang ganun. Parang ano nangyari. No, I realized that I need to change my browser. And now, okay naman siya. Pero hindi ko na pinapakita yung mga mukha natin sa ano ngayon sa YouTube. So more on the lectures, audio nyo na lang naririnig nila. No, saka yung mga chat natin yan, it's purely private. So I will not broadcast that. But I will broadcast the screen that is extended. Right? Okay, let's move on. Knowing angles. Balik tayo kay Micaela. Name an acute angle in this figure.
Anong letter po, sir?
Letter A. At B. No, acute angle at B.
Angle CBE po.
Okay, correct. Next, ikaw naman, Acel. Acute angle at E.
Angle BEA
BA.
or AE.
Yeah. Abe or Eba. Ayan. Okay, letter C. A right angle, Gillian.
Right angle po. Angle ABE po.
ABE. ABE is the... Kanina, AEB pala yun. Sorry, I made a mistake there. The acute angle here is AEB. Okay, but the right angle, obviously, is ABE. Right? Okay. Sige. Gillian again. Name 3 obtuse angles.
3 obtuse angles. Angle BEB. Angle
BED.
BCD.
BCD, yes.
Angle ABC.
ABC also is an acute angle. Correct. Okay, and perhaps you could, what will be a straight angle? Sige, for all. What's the straight angle? Obviously, it's DEA or DAED. Okay, so those only one straight angle here. Right? Okay, after Gillian, Acel again for 16, 1.6A. Find angle ADC given the measurements.
130.
130. Yeah, so yung ADC, it's 130 because a combination of 45 and 85. Right. Micaela for letter B. Angle AEB.
Ano pong letter, sir?
Letter B dito. Ayan. AEB. Angle AEB.
AEB. FAS. Measurement. 120, sir.
Okay, 120 because of the supplementary rule. Correct. Gillian, letter C.
1.6 na po, sir.
1.6, yes.
75 degrees po.
Correct, 75 degrees. And then letter D, we could answer all together. ABC. Okay, ABC, we have a right angle plus angle B, which is 42 degrees. So obviously, that is 90 plus 42. That is equal to 132 degrees. So angle ABC. Okay, nakita nyo guys? 132. Right? ito skip ko na to kasi kailangan ng ano to eh. Computation na lang naman siya. So skip ko na yung 1.7. So it could be done through calculating device. By the way, ako mayroon sa inyong, kung may gusto sa inyo ng emulator, no, just PM me. Napakita ko na ba guys yung emulator? Yung emulator. Teka. Ito yung emulator natin. Pwede nyo rin siya magamit in your, anyway. Ayan, yung emulator ng calculator. Guys, meron ba kayong ganito? Oh, yun. Let me know, PM me if you, pero Windows based lang siya, hindi siya ano. Hindi siya hindi siya crack, wag niyo isipin na merong pang crackers diyan. Ano lang siya, as is siya. As is na install mo lang, then may procedure ka lang na ibibigay. Meron ka lang gagawin dun sa serial number. Though you don't crack. This is not a crack edition. It's actually an original edition. Okay, so just PM me.
Pero sa phone. May app po sa Play Store na
Emulator din.
Opo.
Is it free?
Ano niya po is yung mismong ganyan, sir.
Gantong. Okay. Hindi ko pa na-try yung sa apps eh. Sa mobile. No? But yeah. Anyway, since I'm sharing the screen, mahirap sa mobile gawin yun. No? So, yan. Okay to. Kasi ito, hindi ko sure ngayon sa board exam kung magpapakalculate pa. Unfair naman sa mga math major yung kung walang calculator. No? So, hindi ko sure nga yung ano eh. Wala pa naman mag-i-exam. Ay, si EJ lang mag-i-exam na math, no? Tama, Gillian? Wala naman siyang kabatch na iba, no? Puro English yung ano eh. Kabatch niya. Saka LM, no? LM, B.Ed. Na-realize ko, madami yung LM, no? What attracts people to take LM rather than secondary education? May ganun bang study? Why are pwede itong gawin nyo? Why Bethanites, the Bethany family perhaps of students is more inclined to take the English or B.Ed rather than math majors? O di ba? Ouch. Ano kaya yung madahilan? Kasi ang
binigay ko yan kay sir eh. Kay Dale last sem, yung sa research sa mathematics. Humingi po siya sa akin ng na
pero iba yung pinasa niya sa akin. Iba. More on the yun eh, yung effectiveness of online yun yung parang naging topic niya. Effectiveness of online education during the pandemic sa context ng kanilang school doon sa Isabela. Di ba? Pero nakakasak yung resulta na yan. Malalaman yung totoo. No? Bakit kaya hindi sila nag-math major? Ano kayang problema? No? Sa totoo lang, though itong masasabi sa inyo, bihira ang top-notcher na BSED math sa board exam. Karamihan yung mga non-math, no? English, social science, no? Yan yung mga nagtatap. Pero tayo, high passer tayo, high rater tayo. Palagi nasa high rater mga math majors.
Ano po, nung nakaraang board exam, ang nagtap po, BSED math.
Bihira yun, bihira.
Tapos ano po sila? Mag-boyfriend ata, ganun.
Ganun?
Tapos parang silang BSED math. Tapos parang sila, yung isa po, nag-top 1, yung isa nasa top 10. Parang ganun sila.
Bihira yun. On the history of bihira. Pero kung recent yan, hindi ko pa narinig yan nung prior to kasi I passed the board by 2013. So yun lang yung database na hawak. Pero kung recent yan, so it's actually unusual. Unusual to... Pero bakit nga unusual, no? Why not, no? Why not a BSED math to top the board exam? Why not? Huli itong mga ko. So, yan, no? Pwede yan research, no? Research title na yan. O, di ba? Pero makakasakit nga lang yung resulta niyan. Sasaktan kayo. Kasi ang purpose nun, for possible curricular improvement or perhaps possible reinforcement in kumbaga yung promotion. Kasi kaya naman hindi nag-enroll yung kursong ganun. Baka misinform sila tungkol dun sa course. Isa rin yun sa aspeto. So, yung naano sila sa fake news. Pag math, mahirap. Pag English, madali. Ganon. Diba? Parang unfair sa atin yun. No? Medyo unfair yung ganung ano. Yun lang. So medyo may ganung misconception. Alright. So sige, let's skip on 1.7. Ito tayo. Di tayo mag-focus sa rotation ng mga clock nyo. No, kung ano yung content kasi nung solve problem, yun din yung sinusupplement. Alright. So nawala na yung mga wala na naman yung screen ko dito. Okay, so ito yung tanong. Okay, tingnan niyo yung mga relo nyo. Tingnan niyo muna. Ha? Tanong, by an hour hand in 3 hours. So ibig sabihin, ano yung angle na tatakbuhin ng hour hand in 3 hours? So anyone could answer. Now, I hope you get the question. No? An hour hand in 3 hours. So yung turn or rotation is made. Ang tanong, anong angle yun?
Mali lang.
Okay, Micaela says 90 degrees. How about you, Aisel and Gillian?
90 po.
90, no? Parang totoo naman eh. Kasi kung alas 12, tungo sa alas 3, pag tiningnan mo yung angle of ano niya, yung angular movement niya, 90 degrees. Tama, no? Kung alas 12, yung hour hand lang, wag nyo nang pansinin yung minute hand. Yung hour hand, mula alas 12 hanggang alas 3, obviously it's 90 degrees. Alright? So next. By the minute hand naman, in 1/3 of an hour. 1/3 of an hour. Saan nakalocate yung 1/3 of an hour? No, pero yung minute hand. O kung 12 yan, nasan yung 1/3?
Nasa 4 po.
Nasa 4. O ilang degrees yun? Yung minute hand.
120, sir.
Okay, 120. Kasi lagpas siya na 90, tapos meron ka pang isa. No? Every number is incremented to 30 degrees. Kaya tatandaan nyo, kada hour, it's 30 degrees increment as far as the minute hand is concerned. No? Pero pag every hour, so ilan degrees yung tinatakbo nung isang sa isang oras, kada isang oras yung hour hand 30 degrees and 30 degrees. Yun na, may increment yun, no? So mula alas 12 and then alauna 30 degrees. And then alas 2 another 30 degrees and then alas 3 90 degrees. Tama. And then pero yung minute hand naman, okay. Guys, I have another call. I'm so sorry. I have another call. So, meron tayong one top chat, ha? Okay, sige. So, anong sagot doon? So, it's 120, no? Tama? 1/3 of an hour hand from the rotation needed to turn. What rotation is needed to turn from west to northeast? West to northeast in a clockwise direction. West to northeast.
135, sir.
West. West, nasa kanan. Kanan. Northeast. Dito, baliktad yata yung camera ko baliktad. So, 45 degrees plus 90, 135. Correct. Right. East to south.
Pina-counterclockwise, sir.
Oh. Yan, may dumating na dokumento. O, pipirmahan pa to. Okay, mamaya na to. Pagkatapos ng session natin. From kung ang direction ay counterclockwise from east to south.
270, sir.
270. So, from east to south. From east to south, counterclockwise. Baliktad kasi yung orientation ng camera ko, guys. So, kaya nalilito rin ako. So, east, south. So, 270 yun. 270. Ganun. 270 siya. Alright? And then, southwest to northwest, either direction. Southwest to northeast pala. Micaela, what can you say? Southwest to northeast. Ayan, tama, 180 degrees. Kasi directly opposite direction siya. Alright. So much with clock problems. Ang problema tayo pa kahit sa relo, no? Alright, so yan. So medyo siguro mahina yung signal niya. Sige, ano tayo? Dito tayo. Let's move on. 1-10. Okay, no, sige, let's answer this together, no? So you may answer first, it's okay. Name 2 pairs of perpendicular lines. So obviously by inspection, what will be the perpendicular lines, no, as indicated by the illustration? So they are forming 90 degrees. So segment AB and segment BC. What else? Ayan, so yan. Micaela says AB and CB and AC and BC. Correct. Okay, find the measure of BCD if angle 4 is 39. Of course, 39 plus the right angle, no? It's 129, right? 129 degrees. And then next, letter C. Measurement of sige, angle 2. Given yung 39 degrees ng angle 4 eh. So if angle 4 is 39 degrees, angle 2 is
51, sir.
angle 2 is 51 degrees. Correct. Guys, saglit lang ah. Hindi ako pinuputak yun ng mga client ko. Hindi dapat eh. Teka. Hindi nga dito. Teka lang. Saglit lang guys ah. Excel pala eh. Nangyari. Dali, guys, again saglit lang guys. Talagang pinuputak ako ng ano dito. Alam ko naman na alam niyo na to, no? So we could skip some of this already. Okay, sige. I'll be back guys. Balik lang ako, saglit lang. Okay, so talaga nga naman, no? Alright, so let's continue, no? So, sige, 111 na tayo. So in figure 155, name the three right triangles and the hypotenuse and the legs each. Okay, so we could see here three triangles, right? So dalawang right triangle and isang acute acute triangle, no? So we could see here, kung ang gagawin pala 2 right, 3 right pala, no? So puro right. So, kasi ay one acute here, no? So kung 3 right triangles, so we will start with the main triangle, which is the bigger triangle, which is ACB, no? Or as BCA. All right? So ACB. Ba? So that would be the first right triangle, and then the hypotenuse is segment AB. All right, segment AB, and then BDA. Teka, how will you name a right triangle? Necessary ba na nasa gitna yung yung vertex na may right angle, or not necessary?
Necessary po, sir.
Parang, nga, no, necessary siguro na nasa gitna. Parang, halimbawa, isang triangle na ABC, nasa gitna yung B, ABC.
Opo.
So, kung right triangle, so this is ACB, BDC, and ADC. ADC. So, the hypotenuse is which correspondingly segment AB. Then we have segment BC or CB, and segment AC. And then the remaining are the legs. Okay? So, tingin ko okay na tayo dyan. Normally, ito lang naman yung mga ano natin. Right. So I think this is an interesting this regarding congruency for 1-12. Right? Right. Based on this figure 1.56, name the congruent lines and angles. If PR, segment PR is perpendicular bisector of AB. So PR ito is actually a bisector of AB, meaning it separates by two congruent or equal segments. Okay, equal segments. What are those equal segments? Obviously, it's AR congruent to BR or RB. Okay, since we assign PR as a line bisector or a perpendicular bisector. Okay, ibig sabihin yan, it forms actually 90 degrees because it's a perpendicular bisector. Okay, for letter B, BF, this one, bisects ABC. Okay, so what will be the resulting congruent angle? Sige, Micaela, can you name the congruent angles bisected by BF?
Ano sir? Angle ABF and CBF.
CBF, okay? Correct. So those are congruent. Okay, next. CG to no? Hindi lang makita. CG is an alt of AD. If CG is an altitude of AD. So ano yung ano niya? What could be the ano yung pwede nating congruency?
Angle lang po.
So, ang congruency dyan ngayon, yung dalawang right triangle na na-form. Tama?
Okay.
So CGA and then CGD. Because all by congruence, paano naging congruent? So of course, we know the postulates for congruency, no, of triangle. Can you recall that? Daming pinapuputakti ako ng message. Dali lang. Ang problema ko pag ano. Ay, naku naman. Wag ngayon, may klase ako. Alright. So, mamaya na nga ito. So, that's the congruent, right triangles. No? Next, EM is a median to AD. So, median, so it also divides, no? However, this is pointing to the vertex E. So, obviously, the congruent sides there is AM and DM. Those are the congruent segments, I would say. Alright. So, sige, dito tayo. I will have a round robin again. No? Nasa na ba yung 1.57? Yan. Okay, we'll start with Gillian. What's the relationship between 1 and 4?
Vertical po.
Vertical angles, which are congruent. Alright? A cell for number 2, letter B. Between 3 and 4. Isel, what can you say about the relationship of 3 and 4? Micaela, sige, ikaw na lang sumagot. For letter B.
Ako na po, sir.
Oo nga, kasi we cannot hear. Siguro 1 and 2. Letter C. Sige, we skip with letter B muna. Letter C. 1 and 2.
Ano po? They are adjacent angles.
Adjacent angles. Okay. Those are the relationships. Okay. Sige, Gillian, letter D.
Supplementary po.
Supplementary and adjacent also. Tama? Kasi pwedeng supplementary na non-adjacent. Eh. Tama ba, Gillian? They're supplementary and adjacent at the same time. 4 and 5.
Okay. Yes, sir. Opo.
Okay. Micaela, sige, letter E.
I found that, sir. Let's see po.
Letter E. Relation between angle 1 and
1 and 3. Um, they are supplementary angles. Ay, hindi pala.
1 and 3 only, ah.
Opo. Mm. Mm.
Okay? So, if including the right angle, there are supplementary angles, right? Micaela? 1, 3, 1, 2, 3 are supplementary angles. Tama?
Opo.
Eh, tinanggal mo yung right angle. Anong natira? So, out of 180, you get the 90. What remains?
Complementary angles.
Complementary angles. So, 1 and 3 are complementary angles. Alright? So, sige, sagutin na lang natin yung 1 and yung kanina, yung 3 and 4. Ano yung masasabi niyo sa 3 and 4? Of course, there are complementary adjacent. Complementary at the same time adjacent. And yung AOD. AOD and angle 5, Gillian.
AOD, angle 5. Ano po, sir? Uh, vertical po.
Vertical, correct. Ito, medyo complicated. Bibigyan ko kayo ng time dito, ah. Sige. Tagdadalawa kayo. Micaela, choose your 2 letters. To answer. Huwag niyo muna basahin. Basta random pick lang.
B and F po.
B and F. Ikaw, Gillian.
Ano ba po yung DNF? Ano po? CNE.
C and E. Sa'yo, Acel, A and D. Kung nakikinig ka, Acel, can you hear us? Ayan, A and D ka, Acel. Okay, sige, go. I'm giving you, while I'm,
Yes.
complete muna kayo dyan. Lagit lang. Talagang busy day today. Right? So, complete muna yun. Hanggang F lang tayo. Sige, I'll be back again. Siguro mga 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, let's continue. Sige, Micaela, what's your answers for B and F?
Sa B po, sir, 18 degrees and 72 degrees. Tapos sa F po, 84 degrees and 56 degrees.
Okay, 18 and 72, correct. And then 56 and 84, correct. So B, complementary is larger, 4 times the smaller. So obviously 18 is, 72 is 4 times larger than say 18. So that's for letter B. Letter F, adjacent form an angle of 140. The smaller is, of course, the difference is 28. So, ayan. So, difference 28, so it's 56 and 80, correct? Next, Gillian.
Letter C, 120 and 60.
Okay, correct.
120 degrees and 60 degrees. Letter E, 50 degrees and 130 degrees.
Okay, correct. So, 6 supplementary, smaller half of the larger. So, that's obvious, 60 and 120. And then, for letter E, supplementary, and the larger is 20 less, 3 times. So 20 less, 3 times. 3 times 50 is 150 minus 20 is 130. Correct. All right. So Isel, can you still hear us or
Yes.
okay? Can you give the answers for AD?
Yes po.
Letter A.
Letter A po. Letter A po is 25 degree po. 65 degree po.
Okay, 25 and 65 because their difference is 40 less than the measure. Correct. Okay, letter D.
D po, 61 degree po and 119 degree.
Okay, 58 more than. So, okay, correct. That's correct. 61 and 1. Okay. Okay. All right. So, this time, you're asked to give the equations for the case. So for each of the following, let two angles be represented by A and B. Obtain equations, two equations for each case, then find the angles. All right. So sige, I will allow you to think about it perhaps for 2 to 3 minutes. So, yung ganun na lang ang assignment natin for letter A, Micaela, or letter B, Gillian, and letter C, Hazel. Okay, so I'm giving you 1 to 2 minutes to think about that. Okay, then what is asked there is actually two equations. No? Two equations based on the description, and then, hindi lang siguro. Sige, I'm giving you 5 minutes kasi solving nyo pa. No? Sige, okay na yun. Mga 4 to 5 minutes. No? Ang tatlo magiging sagot nyo, yung dalawang equation, saka yung sagot. Is po. Alright? Sige, I'm giving you, again, 3 to 5 minutes for this. So, Micaela will answer letter A. Letter B is Gillian, and Hazel letter C for 1-15. Okay? Sige. Habang sinusolve nyo, kape-kape muna. Yan. So, copy from Mrs. Yun, no? Nakikita nyo ba, guys? May init pa. Ayun, no? Yun, no? Yun, nakrema. Parang umuusok-usok dito. Kumusta pala panahon dyan? Gillian, dyan sa Cavite. Maulan ba?
Yes po, sir. Naulan po.
Naulan? Dyan, Micaela. Sa ano ka, no? Paranaque? Tama?
Las Piñas po.
Las Piñas. So, maulan din dyan?
Pero hindi po malakas.
Dyan sa Bulacan, Hazel?
Bagyo na po, bahanap ko sa labas.
Ay, ganon? Ang bihira, no? Oo nga pala, bahain pala sa lugar nyo, no? Sige, pag-pray lang natin. Kasi papasok pa lang eh. Patawid pa lang eh. O nasa kasiguran na yata yung bagyo, eh, no? Sige, anyone could answer now? Yung kung nasolve nyo na? This is actually applying yung algebraic skill to a geometric problems. Okay, no? Kaya pwedeng pagsanibin talagang geometry sa algebra. So anyone could answer now? So by the way, when we meet at Bethany by next week, Lord willing, puro practice sets tayo. Bibigyan ko kayo ng mga sample board problems again. So we will be para ma-practice tayo. So practice lang tayo ng practice. Week number 4, practice. Week number 5, practice. Week number 6, exam. Diba? Para, yan. Para may... Meron bang sa inyo? Honor student ngayon? Or ano? Ano ba yan? Can you be awarded President's List or Dean's Lister for the current year? Di ba may ganon?
Hindi po yata.
That depends on the average, di ba? Pag President's List, yun na yung pang na yun eh. Ano nga bang kalimutan ko na kasi nun eh. 125 pataas. Tama ba? 125 pataas. Ano yun? President's List. 1.5 up to 1.25. Yan yung, above 125 pala yung President's List. 1 to 1.25. Minsan 175. Di ko sure kung kasama yung 175. Kasi ganun. Yun yung time ko. Alright? Who is ready to answer? To give the answer?
Sir, yung akin po.
Sige, go ahead. Letter B. Give me first the two equations and your answer.
Ano po, sir? Wait. Yung ginawa ko po kasi, the angles are complementary. One measures 10 degrees less than 3.3 other. So, 90 degrees is equals to A plus parenthesis 3A minus 10.
Ng method mo. Okay din naman yun.
Okay.
So, sinold mo na doon. Dire-diretso na.
Opo.
So, magiging 3A minus 10 plus A is equal to 90. Kasi one unknown na lang, no? Pero kung two unknowns yan, ano dapat ang presentation mo? Ano yung dalawang equation mo?
Ano po, sir? 8
plus B equals 90 kasi complement. Ano yung second equation?
90, apo. 90 equals 8 plus B po. Tapos, yung B po is equals to 3A minus 10.
3A minus 10. Correct. Any ano naman yun eh. Pwede namang magkabaliktad yung A and B. Pero kung one unknown ka, so kung one unknown yung approach, okay din naman yung one unknown approach. So magiging 3A minus 10 plus A
Opo.
is equal to 90. And your answers?
A is 20 degrees, B is equals to 70 degrees.
70? A, teka. Sige, i-recheck mo. Kindly recheck.
Wait lang.
Kasi kung 3A minus 10 plus A, 4A minus 10 is equal to 90. 4A is equal to 100. Tama? Negative 10, ibato mo sa kabila, 100. So 4A is equal to 100.
Di pala ako nag-change ng sign, sir.
So, change sign ka,
25 po
syempre.
pula, tsaka 75.
So, ano yung smaller angle?
25 po.
25. Yung larger,
75, sir.
minus 10 pa. 3A minus 10 ka eh.
Ay! 25.
Kasi kung 75 yun, hindi siya
55,
complementary.
sir. Opo.
100 degrees na yung
Sobra
total.
po pala.
Sobra ng G's. So, it's 65 degrees and 25 degrees. Right? Okay, Micaela, are you ready? For letter A?
Okay po. Yung two equations ko po, x plus y equals 75, x
Okay.
minus y equals 21.
Mhm.
Plus yung answer ko po is 21 degrees and 54 degrees.
What's the larger angle?
54 degrees po.
So, A plus B, kasi ang instruction A and B, Micaela ha. Ayan, hindi X and Y.
I'm sorry.
Hindi, okay lang, okay lang.
A and
Pero nakalagay kasi dyan eh, kaya wala tayong lusot. A and B. So, A plus B is equal to 75, first equation. And then, second equation mo, A minus B is equal to 21. Tama?
yes po.
Solving for A and B, what would be, sige, recall lang natin. So, kung ano yan, elimination, so add mo lang, so 2A, tanggal si B, 75 plus 21, that would be 96. Tama? 2A is equal to 96. Recheck your computations, Michael. Tama? 2A is equal to 96, therefore A is equal to 96 over 2. What is 96 over 2?
$48, sir.
48. And then what's the other angle? A is 48, then B is equal to
23.
20.
23 po.
48 eh. So A is 48,
27.
27. 27, di ba? Kasi 48 plus 27 is 75. Alright? 48 minus 27 is 21. Alright? Okay, Aisel, can you now share your answer? First is the two equations for letter C.
Okay po. Yung una ko pong equation is A plus B equal to 180 degree.
Correct?
And yung isa po is A is equal to 4B plus 20 degree.
Correct?
So yung A ko po is 140 and B ko po is 36 degree.
Parang kapos yung 140. 140. Hindi, sige, recheck your computation.
Okay po. Kasi
I-recheck mo
ginawa
lang.
ko po, sir.
Anong ginamit ng method? Elimination, substitution.
Nag-combine ko po kasi. Combine.
Combine. Sige.
Then, ginawa ko po is, edi, 4B po plus B. Ginawa ko po 5B. Then,
Oo. So,
cancellation
parang
po.
naging 1 ano na lang siya.
Apo.
Kasi B, parang mangyayari niyan, B plus 4B plus 20 is equal to
Opo.
180.
4B po ba? Hindi po ba 5B po? Kasi
Oh,
pinagsama ko po.
B plus 4B, 5B. Saka siya magiging 5B. 5B
Opo.
plus 20 is equal to 180. Alright? Oh, so, manipulate mo. So, yung 5B, may E1, ano mangyayari sa 180? Minus 20 sa kabila. So, magiging 160.
At plus, okay po.
Oh.
Hindi po sa makasama.
Then, 5B is equal to 160. What is B?
32 po.
Yun, 32. And what is A? Oops, sorry.
148 po.
Correct, 148. Right? Nahulog yung mga dokumento ko. Hindi na nakapihan. Okay, tama yun. Tama yung 148 saka 132. 32 and 48. Teka.
Nakamit po tayo, sir.
Alright. Nagulo kasi yung ano ko. Nagulo. That's correct. 32 and 148. Okay? Alright. So, sige. Meron pa tayong time. Kasi brief lang naman yung supposed lecture natin. So, sana na ano na kayo, at least you know the coverage of the first 3 weeks. And then we will jump to a topic introducing the Euclidean non-Euclidean geometry. So this is basically Euclidean, no? And then yung mga later topics pa natin still Euclidean in the sense of the methodology of solving proofs, no? Yung mga proving na yan. Though hindi ako magpapakadetalye sa proof, more on generalities lang hindi discuss natin. Anyway, na-upload ko na siya. No? So you could notice on week number starting 4, 5, and 7. Okay, but we will be moving on. Clarification, guys. I hope okay exercise na to. No? At least may idea na rin kayo to construct your multiple choice. Minibigyan ko rin kayo ng idea para maging creative din kayo. Try to be creative in your though I will make some comments this week on your first 2 submissions. I'll be commenting on that. So kung okay sa akin, so you just continue. So, pero tuloy-tuloy lang yung paggawa nyo, no? Regardless whether I reject or I revise, I request a revise or other comments that I may have on your test items, no? Alright, so sige. Anyway, thank you guys for your participation here. Let's move on. So actually, mula chapter 1, madidiscuss natin chapter 20 agad. Kasi this Euclidean geometry, no? So, ganyan i-arrange yung inyong course content. So, I will not anymore discuss much on the foundations. No? We have that on chapter 1. But most of the geometric books regarding geometry was based on the Euclid's work of Elements in BC 325. No? We have so far discussed chapter 1, concepts of point, line, and space. No? They doesn't have any formal description. They are referred to as undefined terms. No? Kasi necessary talaga yung undefined terms para hindi maging cyclic yung inyong definition. So, necessary siya. No? Halimbawa, if people would like to define God, or would like, for instance, a question of who created God. If you don't know God, you don't need to ask that question. We could just assume God, no, as provided by the scriptures rather than proving God. No, it will be a restless, a tiresome moment for us for proving God. But because there's a proof of that in terms of creation. No, the glory of God was manifested in the universe or the created world. no? And of course, God had given us the inner witness in terms of our of the knowledge of God, no? So do you know that every person, whether believers or not, has knowledge of God? There is this seed of truth as far as God's concerned, and the conscience. So these are enough proofs of the existence of God without any proving God. We just need to uh, assume the existence of God. Yan yung kaya nagkaroon ng necessity, there's a necessity for undefined terms. Because if you will define them, saan nyo kukunin yung definition nila? No? So wala tayong pagkukunan ng definition. There must be some undefined terms, no, necessary, so that this will be basis for other terms, no, or what we call derivative concepts. No? From the undefined terms, we may have derivative concepts. Okay. So it was discussed, no, planes, no, but the other objects fit this general description. Similarly, so we'll be discussing this chapter 2 by next week. Postulates, no, how it is now. There are differences. Ano ba talaga yung pagkakaiba ng Euclidean sa non-Euclidean? Actually, what differentiated Euclidean from non-Euclidean is the postulates, no? Particularly the fifth postulate of Euclid. No, doon nagkatalo yun. I suppose you could search on this. You could have a Google search for you to have, for instance, if you would like to present this in your student, it may be more colorful or perhaps yung mga graphics, no? Yan ang problema ko. Hindi ako masyadong graphical sa presentation. So it's more on textual ako. Yun, siguro yung isa sa mga bagay na gugustuhin ko pang i-improve as far as presentation is concerned. Na normally, my presentation are not that graphical, no? So it's more textual, no? So minsan boring, no? Kasi textual lang. Pero sa konteksto nyo as secondary student, you need to be more graphical in your presentation. Graphical, no, make use of illustrations, make use of ready materials even in the internet to perhaps make some improvements on the presentation. Okay? So lalo na yung mga sa geometry, no? Pag lower geometry, more visual ang geometry. So pag sa higher math naman, more computational din siya. Or conceptual. Okay? So, yun yung makikita natin. So, first postulate. Can you read the first postulate?
Postulate 1, only one straight line can be drawn through any 2 points.
Okay, through 2 points, no, there could be a one straight line. No, this is true actually, no. Even in spherical geometry, no, even in hyperbolic geometry or other geometries that doesn't have a platform of a line or a flat surface. No, kasi nga ang concept ng Euclidean is based on a flat surface. No, flat siya. Pero hindi na-realize ito ng mga modern mathematician. Hey, we're not really living in a flat surface. We're in a spherical world, an elliptical dimension. Then if there are 2 points that lie on a sphere or an ellipse, no? Can we draw only, sabi dyan, one and only one straight line can be drawn through any points, even in sphere? So nag-agree dyan, even yung mga non-Euclidean geometry. So we further postulate that there exists at least 2 points. At least, or these 2 points would define a line, so there exists a straight line. I think there is an illustration here. Nawala na rin si Gillian. Ito, Micaela and Aisel, pansinin nyo. No? Ito yung Euclidean approach doon sa postulate number 1. No, 2 points. And then we could draw only 1 point passing through the 2 points. That's for Euclidean. But if we'll be dealing with a non-Euclidean, nawala yung drawing ko. Okay, non-Euclidean, it's also possible for us to have a straight line on a sphere. No? that is actually a curve. Kunyari, 2 points lie on a sphere, we could just draw a single line, no? A single line for those 2 points. So that's also true with non-Euclidean geometry, but basically true with a straight line. Okay, so yan yung, nakita nyo ba guys, yung pagkakaiba? Pag dinefine yung sa Euclidean, straight line. Pag sa non-Euclidean, an example is an ellipse or a sphere. Right? So, any 2 points in a sphere, no, could be connected by a straight line as well. Pero in reality, it's a curve. In fact, we define a line as a first degree curve. However, that line is not only on the first degree. It's somewhat, that line is actually could be seen on second or third degree dimensions or third dimensions. For instance, a sphere. So pag tiningnan mo ang isang straight line sa sphere, hindi siya talaga straight line. It's a curve. An example would be a highway. No, yung napag-usapan natin yung vanishing point, yung magkabilang dulo ng magkabilang side ng yung side ng street, magkakaroon siya ng intersection, and that's a vanishing point. Bakit nangyari yun? Kasi may projection. May projection ng hangga't maglaho na lang siya. And also the response, it's also actually the cause of the vanishing point is actually the curve on a straight line. Eventually maglalaho yung mga nakikita mo hanggang malayo na. Hindi na siya nagiging concept ng straight line, but a curve. A curve on a 3D dimension, particularly a sphere. So yun yung magkaibang concept, pero pag yung postulate na yon, aga-agree sila. Alright? So questions, clarification? Okay, Micaela, can you please read postulate number 2?
Postulate 2, a line segment can be extended in either direction indefinitely.
Okay, so using the same illustration, 2 points, no, sabi dyan, one and only sa postulate number 1 and only straight line can be drawn through any 2 points, and that 2 points or that line segment could be extended in infinite direction. Alright, so yan, it could be extended left and right. For the case of a line segment in a curve or in a sphere could always be extended. Actually, magka-opposite naman to kaya lang paikot-ikot, cyclical siya. Could be extended indefinitely, no? Either in a linear or a spherical environment. Like here, but our postulate do not rule out the possibility, no? Sa figure 1, kitang-kita. Sa figure 2, no, the line reaches no end in either direction. Thus, in some sense, it can be extended indefinitely. That's the concept. Bakit indefinite? Kasi paulit-ulit lang naman wala nang terminal point yan Kahit bilog pa siya, walang terminating point siya. So, paikot-ikot lang siya. Dito naman sa line, could be extended indefinitely. So, depending on what perspective you are looking, whether you are looking in a Euclidean sense or a non-Euclidean sense, still postulate number 2 is correct because you could extend it in either directions indefinitely. For instance, A and B, you could extend downward on the left and then B on the right, and it will continuously in a direction, in a circular direction. All right? So that is postulate number 2. Again, there's no violent reaction with the non-Euclidean geometry. Welcome again, Gillian. Okay. Hazel, can you read on postulate 3?
Okay. Postulate number 3, a circle can be drawn with any center and radius.
Any center and radius. So it's a combination of center and radius that would define your circle. No? In fact, that defines a circle. If you have a radius and a center, that's a unique circle. Okay? So I suppose you experience doing this by using your protractor. You have a center on one tip of the protractor that's fixed, that's your center, and then you extended it on a particular radius. Then you draw or construct a circle out of your, not protractor, ano nga bang tawag doon? Yung iniikot-ikot, Gillian?
Compass po, sir.
Compass. Kalimutan ko na. Tagal-tagal ko na kasi hindi ko magamit ng compass. No? But ayaw nito. Ayaw nang tumawa. Ayan. So, compass. So, when you use a compass, one tip is on the center and the other tip will be extended on a particular radius. That would construct a circle, a particular circle. No? Now, if we're comparing this, applying this to both Euclidean and non-Euclidean, ito, ganito ang magiging itsura niya. No? Tama pa rin. Sa sphere, tama. No? Tama pa rin siya. Particular radius, makakabuo ka ng mga circles on a sphere. Of course, in a plane, no, depending on the particular radius and a center, so this is actually a families of circle because they're of the same center, varying on radius. Those are families of circle. So nakikita natin yung unique circle that will be drawn on a center in a particular radius. Ganon din naman sa sphere. No, pag nag-drawing ka ng bilog sa sphere, ganyan ang lalabas. Alright, so still, correct. Sa correct postulate. Okay, Gillian, kindly read postulate number 4.
Postulate number 4, all right angles of the same measure.
Alright, so this postulate enables us to measure angles in degrees. A plane would have to do somehow lumpy or uneven if the right angles could be bigger than the others. Of course, definitely not. So kung anong right angle, though sa spherical geometry, so still a right angle, though in a curved sense, no, naka-curve siya. No? Imagine niyo yung globo, meron kang perpendicular lines dyan. Pag tinignan mo yung right angle, still a curve. No? Though still a right angle. And it's equivalent. No? So both for Euclidean and non-Euclidean, still they have agreements as far as this first 4 postulates is concerned. Alright? Now, the real problem now is not on the first 4 postulate, but on the 5th postulate. No, yung pang ating 5th postulate na tinatawag. Okay, so kindly read, Micaela, the 5th postulate.
Postulate 5. Through a given point, not on a given line, one and all can be drawn parallel to a given line.
Okay, so yan yung chapter 4. No? So, titingnan din natin yan, yung mga postulates na yan, parallel line postulates. Now, what happened here is this. No, through a given point, no, not on a given line, one and only one line can be drawn parallel to the given line. Depende nga yan dun sa perspective. If we look at the Euclidean concept of a line, definitely. No? So this postulate is the one which established that our plane cannot look like a giant sphere. So hindi na siya pwedeng maiba yung plane natin. It must be just a plane, a piece of paper, or the surface of your table. No? It cannot be a sphere. On a flat plane, given point P, so titingnan natin siya sa yung illustration natin. Ganito yan, no? So yung P natin, point P, no? Point C. O given point C that is not linear or collinear to AB, meaning of that point is not collinear with AB. No? So in AB is a line segment. And then you could construct a parallel line to AB, no, with point P. So yun yung parang construct dito. Alright, so tingnan natin yung illustration. So on a flat plane, given point P, not on the line AB, only point C will make angle APC congruent to PAB. APC congruent to PAB. Tama? Ano bang ano yun? Can you still recall that? A transverse line in a parallel line could produce, anong tawag dun sa CPA at sa PAB, Micaela, Aisel, and Gillian? Anong tawag doon? So parang lumalabas dyan yung transverse line mo, yung PA. O pag nag-transverse siya, nag-cut through sa parallel line, anong mapoproduce? Yan. So two interior angles, alternate interior angles that are congruent. Actually, marami pa tayong mapoproduce dyan. Una, yung interior angles. Ano yung interior angles? No, it could be, ayan, angle, yung CPA, saka yung angle A, that's interior angles. Pero ang CPA, saka yung PAB, is actually alternate interior angles. No? So, yan yung isa sa napoproduce niya, no? So, though we could produce an interior, and then complementary naman yung, or rather supplementary yung interior angles, whichever. No, CPA and angle A here, or angle P and PAB are interior angles. Okay, and they are supplementary. The alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, so kung naalala nyo pa yung mga geometry natin dyan. Alright. So that will make PC and AB congruent. So AB is the given line segment. P, drawn a line parallel to AB through C. So that becomes PC congruent or parallel rather to AB as shown in the figure. On a giant sphere, a straight line has a great circles which divide the sphere into two equal pieces. Any two such lines will always meet on two spots at opposite points of the sphere called antipodal points such as X and Y. Here, no, yung nakita natin, because any two straight lines meet, it is impossible for there to be parallel lines on a sphere. So yun yung makikita natin dyan. No? So there is a contention now on non-Euclidean geometry. Pag pinag-uusapan yung a particular point and a line. So parang hindi possible yun. So palagi sila mag-intersect at 2 points at a certain point. So this case, point of intersection is at X and Y. Halimbawa, may certain point dito and then sa particular line, you cannot just construct a parallel line out of the point. Halimbawa, ito, no, dito sa portion na to, makakapag-construct ka ba ng parallel lines? So ultimately, it will somehow intersect the first line here, the first diameter. So yun yung contention ngayon sa P postulate. It is applicable to a flat surface but not on a spherical surface. Kaya ngayon, dito na naghiwala yung Euclidean sa non-Euclidean geometry. Okay, make sense ba guys? So yan yung, kaya yan yung naging tatawag na P postulate problem. Okay, the P postulate problem. Okay, wait for a while guys. Okay, do you have clarification?
None, sir.
Okay. So far, wala pang math major na ngayon na may field study, no? Si Dale ba nagpi-field study na?
Wala pa po, sir.
Wala. So parang nag-skip tayo ng isang taon pala from AJ. From AJ na
Yes.
graduate, then walang fourth year na math major. Puro English saka BSED, no? BEd.
Opo, sir.
Okay. Anyway, I just So meron akong copy ng field study 1 and 2. No? So papadala ko siya sa group. Baka sa group chat ko na padala. Yung baka may mga, kasi may isang estudyante na nag-request ng field, yung Lorimar publication ng field study 1 and 2. By the way, dati, ano yan, hanggang field study 6 yan eh. Alam niyo ba yan, yung old curriculum? So, ano na lang siya, in-integrate na lang into field study 1 and 2. So, 1 is observation teaching, field study 1. Field study 2 is assisting teacher. Parang yan ang magiging role mo. Field study to observation teacher. Field study to assisting teacher. Then you will have your practicum. Yun na talaga yung actual teaching. So parang sinimplify nila kasi dati hanggang field study 6 yan eh. Tanungin niyo yung mga tita niyo dati na edu. So hanggang field study 6. So napakadaming pinapasa. Pero ngayon sinimplify na into 2. Under the new curriculum. So we have the observation teaching, teaching assistant, observation teacher, assistant teacher, and practicum teacher. Yan na yung sa practicum nyo. So sayang, wala pala tayong fortune ngayon. Anyway, wala na talagang tawa. Nangyari. Siguro kakapindot ko ng tawa, hindi na tumatawa. Palakpak na nga lang. Okay, let's move on. Fifth postulate. So about 2,000 years, certain mathematician tried to use the first 4 postulate to prove the fifth. So yan yung ginagamit. Kasi postulates are truths without requiring any proof. Postulates. This challenge is called the fifth postulate problem. The first 4 seem to come straight from a basic tools of geometry and straight edge, connecting points, extending straight lines, no, so etc. So meron kang by virtue of construction. So isa pang postulate technically is a construction, no? It's definition by construction. So yan, mahilig kami diyan nila Acel sa ni Gillian have experience engineering drawing. So we are constructing through tools, no? Strike an arc, di ba? Narinig niyo ba 'yon? Naalala niyo pa? Strike an arc and intersect, and then from the intersection create a line segment, etc. No? So wala na talagang tawa. Huling-huli na yung tawa ko. Kasi ang tawa pag hindi ka natawa dun sa tamang timing, no, Gillian, ano mangyayari? Parang parang na-late na yung tawa.
Hindi na po nakakatawa.
Hindi na nakakatawa pag na-late na yung tawa. Tama. Ayan. Pero ba't ayaw mong palakpakan ka sa classroom, Gillian?
Sir, ayoko po talaga lang.
Yung tatawanan na lang kita. Hindi, joke lang.
Yung tinatawag, sir, sa unahan. Mga
yung tatawagin. Tapos, hindi tayo magaganon. Tingnan natin.
Hindi, sir, yung parang, kunyari, katulad po nung nung orientation, sir, yung pinapunta kami sa unahan. Ayoko lang ganun.
Oo nga, sikat ka nun yung orientation eh. Nandun ka eh.
Ayoko lang ganun, sir. Okay lang, sir, yung tatayo, ganun.
Tatayo,
Pero yung
re-recognize.
pupunta sa unahan, sir, ayoko po.
Paano pag nakapangasawa ka ng pastor, nasa harapan yung palagi?
Matagal pa yun, sir.
Well, sa possibility. Di ba? Anyway, sige, tingnan natin. Actually, di ko pa tatsado yung classroom nyo eh. So, dapat pala maaga ako sa Tuesday. Maaga ako. Pagkahatid ko sa anak ko, sana hindi ako matraffic talaga. Yun ang pinapanganalangin ko. Hindi ako matraffic. Ano bang oras yung chapel sa sa umaga? Alas 7, no?
Yung devotion, sir, 7:30 po.
7:30 up to 8? 30 minutes na ba?
30 minutes lang.
30 minutes. Tapos classes na yun.
Opo.
So kung 9:30 tayo, so meron pang mauunang klase, tama? 8 to 9:30. O tayo na kayo yung first class ko. Ako yung first class ko pala, brother.
Opo, sir.
So may time pa mag-inspection. Kasi nga, tingin ko wala nang problema sa class nyo. Magiging problema ko yung ibang klase na layo-layo talaga. Kasi possible pa rin talaga na i-broadcast ko siya kahit kung wala naman sa Google Meet, i-broadcast ko pa rin sa YouTube for recording purposes. Yan. Anyway, titingnan ko pa how that work. Sana malakas yung 5G dyan, no? Kasi I'll be bringing my 5G broadband if not connected to the Wi-Fi of the school or the LAN. Walang LAN, no? Gillian, wala ka na-observe ng mga kable-kable doon?
Parang wala. Kasi po kahit po yung mga homeboys po, mga Wi-Fi lang.
Wi-Fi sila.
Kasi minsan po lagi pang wala.
Yun ang problema. Kasi ilan ba naman yung nag-share doon sa hotspot, no? Sana may malakas lang na 5G. Kasi I'll be bringing my 5G broadband para malakas yung natin. Signal. Kasi yun din yung ginagamit ko sa church, no? Whenever, kasi mahina rin yung fiber dun sa church. So whenever I handle Sunday school, so it's the 5G broadband. So far, okay naman siya. So, let's see. Anyway, may 1 week pa naman. Alright, so anyway, so yan yung sa Euclidean, walang problema. Pero non-Euclidean, yan sabi dyan, the first four seem to come straight from the basic tools of geometry. Yan, the straight edge, connecting points, extending, the measure, okay, etc. The fifth, it seemed, was something that ought to be provable. No, kasi parang obvious yung 1 to 4 eh. Obvious na obvious siya eh. Oh, yan. Kung babalikan natin, postulate 1. One and only one straight line can be drawn through any 2 points. Totoo naman yan. No? Kahit bata, pwedeng gawin yan. Eh. So magtuldok lang siya ng dalawa, then get 2 points. And another pair of points is a distinct point from the first one, etc. and etc. So it's very, na observable. No? Postulate 2, a line segment can be extended in either direction indefinitely. So pwede mo siyang i-extend in both directions. And then postulate 3, a circle can be drawn with any center and radius. So using your compass, we could always have a fixed point, the center, and extend it into a particular radius. And that would produce circle. And then all right angles have the same measurement, so congruency. Now, all right angles are congruent, we could translate that way. So, pwede siyang gamitin sa maraming mga theorem proving. No? So, totoo yun. Pagdating dito sa postulate 5, something that needs to be proven by construction rather than by just mere, kumbaga, yung idodrawing mo na lang ng diretso. Hindi mo siya pwedeng ganunin. So, yun yung observation dito. Was something ought to be provable. However, no one was able to succeed in proving P postulate without introducing new postulates. Kasi nga, ang problema sa dilemma nito, wala kang ibang gagamitin kundi yung first 4 postulates. No, hindi ka pwedeng gumamit ng prove beyond the first 5 postulates. No? Kaya nga, without introducing new equivalent postulates that required belief without proof. Yan yung titingnan natin dyan. No? So actually, the fifth postulate stated previously is a simpler alternative to the one Euclid actually used. If a postulate about parallel lines must be accepted without proof, why must it be the traditional fifth postulate of the Euclidean geometry? So yan yung mga ideas. No? Alright, so kaya umusbong ang iba't ibang mga non-Euclidean geometries out of this dilemma na provided by the fifth postulate. Kasi provable naman talaga. Yun lang, ang problema, hindi na siya postulate kung provable. Theorem na siya. Magiging theorem na siya. Kasi meron kang pinagbatayan ng proof eh. Kaya nagiging dilemma yung without any introduction of new concept, parang hindi mo makikita yung fifth postulate. So yun yung nagiging dilemma ng fifth postulate. Alright. So that's why we have different geometries, no? So maraming mga different geometries, no? This could be included in your history of geometry. 19th century finally established that there are actually three basic planar geometry, not one. The traditional one is called Euclidean, which is based on the fifth postulate or one of the main equivalent postulates. However, we could instead believe one of the two alternative postulates. So ito yon. So may mga alternatives na umusbong, no, based on the different geometries. First is there are no parallel lines. No, kasi based on spherical geometry, talagang walang parallel lines na given 2 points. No? With a line given 2 points, it will always intersect at a certain point in the sphere. Or through a given point, not given line, many different lines can be drawn parallel to the given line. That's hyperbolic naman. Now, sa sphere, magi-intersect. No? Sa hyperbolic or geometries, no? Mayroong marami. No? Through given point na you could draw parallel lines. No? Many different lines can be drawn parallel to the given line at a given point. So that's another non-Euclidean geometry. Sometimes we call it hyperbolic geometries. No? So kaya yung tawag doon sa first postulate, yung 5A, that there's no parallel lines, it's called elliptic or spherical. No? So ellipse or sphere, so they are somewhat related, but generally it's called an elliptic geometry. Now, this is a sort of geometry where plane is actually shaped like a surface of a sphere or a great circle, wherein a particular line at a given point, it will always intersect the line. Now, that's the dilemma for an elliptic geometry. On the other hand, 5B, and an even stranger geometry called hyperbolic. So hyperbolic geometry, at a given point, you could draw as many different parallel lines as possible. No? So, yun naman ang hyperbolic geometry. Okay, question, can you visualize now at least these three geometries that are presented here? One is the classical or the Euclidean geometry. It's based on a flat surface. And the other hand, there are non-Euclidean geometries, no, based on the ellipse or sphere, elliptical geometry, and the other one is hyperboloid. Now, later on, makikita natin anong itsura ng hyperboloid na yon. Or sometimes we call it hyperbolic geometry. Now, basically, this is a definition of Euclidean geometry. Sound check nga ako, guys. Saglit lang, ha. Grabe naman, ano pa rin, hindi pa rin scramble yung ano ko. Wag niyo nang buksan yung mga links ko ng week 1 and 2. Talagang boses ET ako doon. Nakakahiya, boses ET. Yan, boses ET tayo. Alright. So these are some description, you know this already, of Euclidean or plane geometries based on Euclidean as well as solid geometry. Even analytic geometry, its foundation is Euclidean. Planes are infinite area and flat. No? So since a piece of paper, no, halimbawa ito, piece of paper, so it's a plane. So it's a two-dimensional, meaning it could be extended left and right, front and back. So yan yun, no? Infinite in area and flat. So that's how we described it. Kasi pag one dimension lang, isa lang siya. Now, either left or right or front or back. But for a two-dimension plane, it could be extended left and right and front and rear or back. No? So that's why it's infinite. Lines are infinite and in length because it is expanded indefinitely. You could extend a line segment or line indefinitely. Now, another definition based on Euclidean, all the angles of a triangle is always summed to 180 degrees. That's the summation of the interior angles of a triangle. It will be always equivalent to 180 degrees. Alright, so take note of this, guys. Later on, magkakaroon na ng variation pag tinignan natin yung mga non-Euclidean geometries. Okay? So yun yung makikita natin dyan. No? Then there are similar triangles of different sizes. Yes. Is it possible, guys? There are similar triangles of different sizes. What will make a triangle similar to others? Anyone? Okay na ba? Kumakain na ba kayo? Yes, Micaela.
Dapat po yung ay, for the angles
Yung angles, congruent.
congruent, but lengths of sides are different.
Tama
No.
yun. What make a triangle similar is their corresponding angles are congruent. Alright, tama yun, Micaela. Dapat yung corresponding angle niya sa loob ay congruent. Now, of course, that varies in sizes. No? Kasi it may vary on the length of each of the side of the triangle, but still maintaining congruent angles. That will make a triangle similar. Kaya okay din yung observation ni Euclid dito. Now, of course, circumference of a circle with radius r is 2 pi r. Okay? So I think there's no objection to that. And the area of a circle with radius r is pi r squared. Alright? So these are Euclidean geometry. Now, let's look at the elliptic. This more in a way that would defy the norm of the Euclidean geometry. Ito, marami siyang paliwanag dito. Okay, properties of an elliptic geometry. Planes are shaped like spheres, finite in area. Now, kasi technically, pag globo, di ba paikot-ikot lang siya, may finality pa rin yun. Paikot-ikot, pero yung area covered niya, finite. No? Though it could be extended indefinitely, that's just like a line on a sphere, it is indefinite, pero pag dinefine mo yung area niya, finite pa rin. Unlike yung line na in-extend mo, no, left and right, talagang wala yun, indefinite yun. No? Or yung plane, yung definite, left and right, front and rear, when you extend it, it's indefinite. Pero pag in-apply mo sa sphere, yes, it will have a definite or finite area. The planes are shaped like spheres, finite area. Lines are great circles, finite in length. Kaya kahit yung line, kahit extend mo siya, umiikot-ikot lang eh. Tama? Dahil sphere siya eh. Okay, so these are the differences as far if we will apply geometries in as far as elliptic geometry is concerned. Okay, angles of a triangle add up to more than 180 degrees, no? So this is proven even in spherical geometry. No, yan ay medyo hindi na natin na discuss, no? In trigo, it's just plain trigo. Tama ba, Gillian? Hazel and Micaela? Spherical is not anymore a topic on trigo. It's only plain trigo.
Yes.
Pero sa engineering, Gillian, alam ko may spherical trigo tayo. Meron pang spherical. And normally, a triangle is more than 180 degrees. Ito, may example dito. Take a two longitude circle, meet at a right angle, north and south, and add an equator. This will cut the globe into 8 triangles where every angle is 90. Thus, the elliptic geometry, in elliptic geometry, it's possible to have a triangle with sum of 270. Pansinin niyo to. Ito. Tingnan nyo, triangle siya, di ba? Pero 90, 90, 90. 270. Hindi siya 180, oh. Tingnan nyo, guys, yung triangle, spherical triangle. This is a spherical triangle. It's not a plane triangle. It's a spherical triangle. And whose interior angle, the sum of which is 270 degrees. Ayan. Yes, so ba, guys? Kaya more than 180 siya. More than 180. Ayan. Every triangle on a sphere is related to the sum of all of its angle. For example, every triangle with an angle sum of 270 will have a real equal 1/8 of the whole sphere, just like triangles, etc., etc. So we'll not focus more on the narratives. You could read that. Yan. So yan yung mga ano ba tong figure 20.5. Once a radius exceeds 1/4 of a great circle, circumference circle actually begins to shrink as illustrated. Na nag-shrink siya, di ba? Pag na-reach niya ng equator, mag-shrink siya dun sa point C. Yun yung sense niya, no? However, the circumference of circle around N with radius NB, the equator is greater than the circumference of the latitudinal circle around N with radius NC. Of course, yes. The larger radius does not guarantee a larger circumference. In fact, the circumference of a circle with radius r in elliptic space is less than 2 pi r. It's less. Pag pinag-uusapan ng elliptic space, less than 2 pi r your circumference. So ito yung mga properties pa ng elliptic geometry. The area of the circle of radius r is less than pi r squared. If a circle has a very small radius, then it is almost flat and have area close to pi r squared. No? So yun yung mga ano natin. So kaya nga yung elliptic space violates first postulate, no? No, kasi yung linya iba yung definition dito sa sphere. Between the north and south poles, any longitudinal great circle counts as a straight line. Thus, there are many straight lines between 2 points. Kung totoo. Yung north pole sa south pole, it could be connected not just by a single point on a sphere, but all of the longitudinal lines could connect to north pole and south pole. So meaning infinite pa nga. So in a sense, that violates the definition of postulate 1. Thus, there are many straight lines between 2 points. A trick to overcome this is to call north and south poles together as one single point. If each pair is antipodal spots on the globe, is viewed as a single point. So meaning yung direct opposite. Then resulting geometry is called the projective space, which has all of the above properties common to an elliptic space. So dito umusbong pa yung projective space or yung projective geometry. Alright? Ayan, konting minuto na lang tayo. No? So ito naman yung hyperbolic. Ito na yung paraboloid. No? So kung may positive curvature ka sa elliptic, zero curvature for Euclidean, you have negative curvature on this type of paraboloids. No? Kaya dyan nanggaling yung parabolic. So we are negative curvature. Yung curvature kasi, yan yung kabilugan. Pag flat, zero curvature. No? Pag ganon, normally it's more than 1. No? More than 1. 4/3 or 3 halves. No? Yan yung tinatawag na in layman's term, Earth's bulge. Have you heard about Earth's bulge? Anyone?
Hindi pa po.
Yung Earth's bulge, ito yung pagka-curve ng Earth surface. Yung Earth bulge na tinatawag. Na kumbaga, in a particular point in time, magdi-descend yung tao kahit straight path pa siya. Kunyari sa kalye na tuwid naman. Eventually, lulubog at lulubog yan. Agad makita mo na lang yung kalahati ng katawan. Pag palayo ng palayo, yung ulo na lang, hanggang di mo na siya makita. So, ibig sabihin, may positive curvature yung surface na yon. Kasi pag zero curvature, kahit pa napakalayo niya na, nandun pa rin yung buo. No, yun nga lang, magbabanish na lang siya. No, doon na papasok yung projective geometry. Pag nagkaroon na siya, magbabanish na siya at a certain point. Alright. So yun yung, at least nag-gets you guys? Nag-gets you ba guys? Ito yung pagkakaiba ng mga geometries, no? So elliptic, yan, positive curvature. Zero for classical Euclidean, and then negative for the hyperbolic. Okay, just as the elliptic space, any tiny piece of hyperbolic space is almost flat and will have properties close to the Euclidean space. As pieces get larger and larger, however, they contain more than the wraps, bends, and frills that are symptomatic of the space. No? So the word hyperbolic, by the way, has roots meaning excessive or exaggerated. So exaggeration. So kaya yung pag tinignan yung illustration nito, medyo exaggerated siya yung curvature niya on a negative sense. So sa halip na ang positive curvature kasi napupuno yung loob. Samantalang yung negative curvature, ang napupuno yung labas. Halimbawa, ito, positive to kasi yung container sa loob, no? Siyempre, yung laman yan kape, di ba? So, pag inisip mo na sphere yan, positive curvature. Samantalang negative curvature ay ang napupunuan yung labas. Hindi yung loob. Alright? So, ganun yung pagkakaiba nila. Kaya siya negative curvature. Ayan. Right. So, ayan. No? So, that's why if you will go back to the postulate 5b, because all of the freely waves of space through which a line travel, there is more than one line through point B that will never cross AB. So, meaning infinite na parallel lines. Note that they do not usually do not have the usual property of parallel lines. They are not every equidistance. No? Pag pinag-uusapan na yung hyperbolic space na tinatawag. No? Kaya siya, possible na sa isang point, makakagawa ka ng as many parallel lines is doon sa given line segment. Ayan, katulad nito. Ayan, no? No, kasi ang definition naman ng parallel lines, basta hindi siya nag-intersect. Tama? It will not cross the line. So you could draw as many lines from point B, from point P, that will not cross AB at all. So there could be an indefinite number of parallel lines for AB if it is generated on a hyperbolic plane na tinatawag. Okay guys, make sense ba guys? Okay, nagets nyo yung, kaya sa hyperbolic plane, pwedeng as many parallel lines. Sa sphere naman, all lines will cross. Kaya no parallel lines. Sa Euclidean, isa lang. Okay ba yon? So yan yung mga dilemma ng Euclidean sa non-Euclidean geometry. In parallel hyperbolic space, rather, planes are negatively curved in an infinite area. Lines are infinite length, yes. It's almost the same as a paper. Yung nga lang, hindi flat to. Hindi flat. But almost a flat paper. Alright? And triangles adds up to less than 180. Kung yung elliptic could be more than 180, yun namang hyperbolic less than 180. One such example, ito yun. Isang example niyan, so these are hyperbolic triangles wherein the sum is obviously less than 180. Okay? That is only possible in a hyperbolic space. Hyperbolic space. In elliptic space, the larger triangle is, the further the angle sum up will be for 180. A tiny triangle will have angles add up just less than 180. Habang palit ng palit, mas may probability na maging 180 siya. Finally, circle has more circumference. So dito naman, greater than yung circumference for hyperbolic. Circumference greater than 2 pi r and the area is greater than pi r squared. Okay? Okay, so that ends my lecture. Now, so when we meet by next week, guro isa rin sa part of your Ay, sayang wala si si Gillian. Let's wait for Gillian so that I'm thinking of an activity for you. Perhaps I could wait for 1 minute. Oh, Gillian, pasok na, Gillian. By the way, do you have clarification? The difference? O ngayon lang kayo nakarinig ng ganito, yung mga non-Euclidean geometry. Hazel and Micaela. Okay.
Nakapag-aralan na po.
Oh, may gano'n na rin, no? Oh. Sa engineering kasi nababanggit yan, eh. Lalo na yung spherical geometry at trigonometry. No? So for Micaela, yan.
Yes.
Yes. For Micaela, since hindi naman siya may iba ka ba bang course, Micaela? Just would like to ask. Aside from BSED Math, may iba ka bang course before? Or diretso ka from senior high, you become nag-aim ka muna sa BBC. Aside from that, may iba ba ka bang course na kinuha bago? Kasi si Hazel, nag-ECE muna to bago nag-eduk eh. Wala na. Alright. So, BSED Math na. After AIM, nag-BSED Math na. Ayan. Kasi napapag-usapan din yan sa engineering. No? May mga applications for that. Alright. So, that ends my lecture. I hope siguro i-chat nyo na lang. I'm thinking, when we meet by next week, I want you to prepare a short presentation in comparing these geometries, particularly the Euclidean, the elliptic, and hyperbolic geometries. Perhaps in fewer slides, in less than 10 slides, you may. Ayan, Gillian. Okay ba yung audio mo, Gillian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so nasa final na ako eh. Ayan, buti nakahabol ka. So, I want the three of you to independently prepare a slide, or it could be a slideshow or a presentation for our face-to-face next week regarding the comparison of these three geometries. Of course, what I lecture is just the basic. There could be more you could exaggerate, or you could still search on other differences of these three geometries that we have discussed, no? The Euclidean, the elliptic, and the hyperbolic, and even the projective geometry. So I want you to discuss the comparison, the comparative analysis or comparative presentations of these three geometries, or four, no, if you would like to add projective geometry, in less than 10 slides. Okay ba guys? So each one of you, I'll call you by next week to present this. Or perhaps, an audience would be me and ideally for high school students. So how will you present this to high school student? Okay ba guys? Did you copy? Oh, nanahimik na. So you could make use of our lecture today as the basis, but you could expand. No, because there are other differences aside from the basic things that we have mentioned a while ago, and you could make your presentation more visual, graphic, no, animated, no, etc. It's up to you, no? No, para ako magbabalik ako na, halimbawa ako ay magmumukhang grade 10 na estudyante. Makikinig ako sa inyong lecture patungkol sa kaibahan ng iba't ibang mga geometry, no? Okay ba yun guys? Do you have some
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes for Gillian. How about you, Hazel and Micaela?
Yes po.
So yeah,
Pwede sir yung pagpa-compare po yung hyperbolic, elliptic, tsaka
saka yung Euclidean. Or bonus yung projective. Kasi projective, nanggaling siya sa elliptic eh. So pwede nyo rin i-discuss yung elliptic. Okay, possible. If not, okay pa rin yun. Euclidean, elliptic, and hyperbolic geometry. Their comparison. Alright? Okay na tayo? Micaela, okay ba?
Yes.
Sige. So, sige. Thank the Lord. Yan, sakto lang pa. Lagpas na pala ako. Lagpas na ako ng 12:30. So, thank you guys for your participation a while ago. Yung ating exchanges of questions and answer. Definitely when we meet by next week, you will be bombarded by board problems this time. Okay, I'll be providing notes, no, the questionnaire, the answer sheets, no, so for you to feel more on the forthcoming board examination. But of course, I will be delineating it only to geometry. Okay, so isasama ko na dyan yung ibang mga basic plane geometry, no, para yan, and then of course the concepts that we have, and then some plane analytic as well. So meron akong mga isasamang ganun. And of course, focusing also on our lecture for the first 3 weeks. Okay? So then I will be moving on to lecture 4. No, but perhaps just few minutes, no. I will be focusing on more on activity based tayo pag nag-meet tayo face to face. Okay, activity based. Para at least may mga practice na kayo, and then week number 5 parang ano na yun eh. Parang siguro tentatively I'll be giving a hint on your prelim examination. And then week number 6 is your midterm examination. Okay? So definitely it will be a multiple choice board simulated problems. Okay? So thank you guys for this time. I hope and pray that you are not yet I hope that there are some inputs that I have provided to you today. Right? So let's close in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the time that you have provided to us in discussing the basics of Euclidean geometry, even those non-Euclidean geometries and its development, particularly on its differentiation on the fifth postulate of Euclid. I pray, Lord, that we may have some application, we may realize its truths in our everyday life as a teacher, and even as we realize its practical application in our lives, because geometry is everywhere. Concepts of shape, line, planes, even solids are all around. And as math teacher, we may capitalize on the concepts so that it may improve the lives of our respective student. My student will have their own time in the future. They will handle their classes, and that they may also give them insights regarding the practicality of our course, which is modern geometry. So help us, Lord, appreciate more of the beauty of your creation, where geometry is part of it, that we may continually glorify you even through our studies. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for your participation. See you next week, face-to-face at LD Woosley, Bethany College. Bye. God bless.